Timothy Cole stands before the parole board. They're offering him a way out. Years shaved off his sentence, a chance to breathe free air again. There's just one condition. He has to say he did it. He has to admit he raped a woman he never touched, register as a sex offender for the rest of his life, and carry that lie on his back forever. Cole looks at them and refuses. He tells them he would rather die in prison than confess to something he didn't do. They send him back to his cell, and in 1999, that is exactly what happens. Lubbock, Texas, 1985. The city sits flat and dry on the western edge of the state, a college town built around Texas Tech University. Timothy Cole is 25 years old, an Army veteran, a student at Tech himself, quiet, disciplined, the kind of man who irons his shirts and calls his mother every week. He has severe asthma, the kind that sends him to the emergency room, the kind that requires an inhaler at all times. He has never been in serious trouble. He is building a life. But in the spring of 1985, a serial rapist is hunting women near the Texas Tech campus, and Timothy Cole's face is about to become the wrong answer to the wrong question. On the night of March 24, 1985, a Texas Tech student named Michelle June Murray is abducted and sexually assaulted by a man who smokes cigarettes during the attack. This detail matters. Timothy Cole doesn't smoke. He can't smoke. His asthma is so severe that cigarette smoke alone can trigger an attack that puts him in the hospital. But when detectives show Murray a photo lineup, she identifies Cole. She's certain. And in 1985, in a Lubbock courtroom, certainty from a victim's mouth is virtually unimpeachable. Cole is arrested. His family scrambles to hire an attorney. They mortgage their home. They believe the truth will save him because the evidence is thin. There is no DNA match. There are no fingerprints. There is no physical evidence tying Cole to the crime. The prosecution's case rests almost entirely on one thing: the eyewitness identification of a traumatized young woman who picked his photo from a spread. Cole's defense argues the obvious. The attacker smoked. Cole has documented life-threatening asthma. Multiple witnesses place him elsewhere that night, but the jury deliberates and comes back with a guilty verdict. The judge sentences Timothy Cole to 25 years in prison. He enters the Texas prison system stunned. His family is devastated. His mother, Ruby Session, begins writing letters. She writes to attorneys, to officials, to anyone who will listen. Cole himself files appeals. Every single one is denied. And then the parole offers begin. The system dangles freedom in front of him like a key on a string. All he has to do is grab it. All he has to do is say, "Yes, I did it. I am a sex offender. I accept responsibility." Parole boards offer this deal more than once. Each time, Cole refuses. He tells his family the same thing. He says, "Mom, I am not going to admit to something I didn't do." He says accepting parole under those terms would make the lie real. It would follow him for life. He would be on a registry, he would be branded, and he would know every single day that he bought his freedom with a confession that was a lie. So he stays, year after year after year. His asthma worsens behind bars. Prison medical care is inconsistent at best. His family watches him deteriorate during visits, watches his breathing grow more labored, watches the weight fall off his frame. They beg him to take the deal. He won't. On December 2, 1999, Timothy Cole suffers a severe asthma attack in his cell at the John T. Montford unit in Lubbock. He is 39 years old. He dies on the floor of a Texas prison, an innocent man. His integrity, the only thing he carried out. The years pass. Cole's family grieves, but they do not stop fighting. And then, in 2007, a letter arrives. It comes from inside the Texas prison system. A man named Jerry Wayne Johnson, already serving multiple life sentences for other sexual assaults in the Lubbock area during the mid-1980s, puts pen to paper and writes to prosecutors. He confesses. He says he is the one who raped Michelle June Murray. He says Timothy Cole had nothing to do with it. Johnson reportedly writes that his conscience has been eating him alive, that he found religion, that he can no longer stay silent while a dead man carries his crime. The Innocence Project takes the case. DNA testing, technology that didn't exist at Cole's trial, is conducted on the original evidence. It matches Jerry Wayne Johnson. It excludes Timothy Cole completely. In 2009, a Texas court officially vacates Cole's conviction. In 2010, Governor Rick Perry grants Timothy Cole a full posthumous pardon, the first in the history of the state of Texas. Ruby Sessions stands in the governor's office and accepts it on behalf of her son. She holds the document and weeps. The Texas legislature later passes the Tim Cole Act, which increases compensation for the wrongfully convicted and requires that exonerees receive an annuity. A statue of Timothy Cole is erected on the Texas Tech campus. A street near the university is renamed in his honor. Michelle June Murray, the victim, later publicly apologizes for the misidentification. She says she is haunted by it. She becomes an advocate for criminal justice reform. Jerry Wayne Johnson, the actual rapist, faces no additional charges for the assault on Murray because the statute of limitations has expired. He remains in prison for his other convictions. Timothy Cole could have walked out of prison. That is the part that stays with you. He had the key. He just refused to use it because using it meant becoming something he wasn't. His integrity was not a performance. It was the one thing the system couldn't take from him, and he held on to it until it killed him. A pardon came, but he wasn't there to hold it. A statue stands where he once walked to class, but he never got to see it. The truth arrived. It just arrived 10 years too late. What would you have done? Would you have taken the deal? Or would you have stayed? Let me know in the comments. If this story moved you, subscribe and turn on notifications. The next one is just as hard to hear.